Hello everybody, welcome back to class. What I'm doing here today is a walkthrough of what I expect for the week of March 23 to March 30 and what you can find on our Blackboard site. There are a couple of things, preliminary items. First, would like for you to look at the question and answer discussion board, and there are ways for you to ask all kinds of questions there and get answers. And I think it would be best if any questions that could be answered by students should be answered by students. So uh, make sure you go there and see what's going on. Um, I will answer questions as well, but it's mostly for you guys. But check it out. Next, I want you to look at the check-in letter, and this is kind of a get a feeling for the emotional temperature of the class and what's going on with you guys. Fill as much of this out as you want. The name is optional. If you want to include it, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. Um, I don't want you all to feel comfortable sharing as much as you want or as little as you want here. But I would also like for your classmates to be able to see what's going on. So if you don't want students to see what's going on, then you might not have your name listed there, or you might put your 800 number. Anyway, you can click on this link right here if you find you want to see what the other students are saying here. Um, Now I want you to go to week of March 23, March 30, right here. Click on that, and this tells you, I'm just going to scroll down. These are all the things that you need to do for the week. Some will be very familiar. The first thing, and the only thing you have to do synchronously, in other words, by the clock, is to check in at your 8 o'clock, 9:05 or 10:20 class. You have to check in for a few minutes. All you have to do is come to class and sign in your name right here. And if you have any questions or problems with this check-in, because I know some of you all are working, maybe you all have different schedules now that we've gone all online. So tell me if you're having any problems with that as well. We can work it out. That should be the mantra here. We can work it out. Second, I want you to do these reading assignments. And it's pretty simple. Read it. Read critiques and critical reading. This is a little bit of a review, but that's okay. I want you to reread Campuses Are Places for Open Minds, because that's the critique we're going to do. There's a PDF version of that if you click that right there. Also, this is going to sound familiar, but we're going to do the work plans again and the reflections. I think now more than ever we need to do these in order to keep ourselves in line, make sure we make promises to ourselves, and times when we're going to keep those promises. So we're going to do this again. If you've forgotten how to do the DAPS model, the main thing to remember is to be specific and to be clear about what you're doing. And by specific, I mean set a time and a place to get stuff done. And make sure you know what you want to do. Don't make it too big a chunk of stuff to do in one period. But as a reminder here, well, let's go down to research reflections. Then that's due next Monday. The work plan is due Tuesday. It's obvious. If you don't do the work plan at the beginning of the week, it makes no sense to do it on Friday unless, there's just no other way you can do it. But you can set your work plan. You can do your work plan on Tuesday and don't get started on it until Friday. That's fine. But, I don't want you saying next week, can I get my points credit for work plan that I missed last week? It just doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of your time. So get it done. It doesn't have to be extensive. Just do the best you can with it. And then the work reflection on the weekend. Maybe you turn it in by Monday, and you just make notes to yourself during the week about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and what worked, what didn't, what you can do better. That's what a reflection is. But I also want you to note here, you'll be writing a reflective essay at the end of the course where you will tell the story of how you answered your research question. And that stands in place of the presentation and a final exam. So there will be no final, there will be no presentation. This research reflection essay at the end of the semester will be that presentation final exam. So these research reflections that you do now, you can draw from them when you write the essay at the end of the class. So, these do double duty. They keep you on track, but they also can be used at the end of the semester when you tell me the story of how you answered your research question. Okay, that's pretty much it. I know I've left out stuff. There will be other questions. Things will screw up. I already did one version of this where I didn't have the microphone on. Now, I'm hoping I do now. So take care, keep in touch, and I'll be in touch over the weekend, probably more than you want me to be. But I look forward to us finishing the year out. If you stick with me, you'll be just fine. We'll get you through this. Thanks a lot. Good luck. I'll talk to you this weekend.